Well, we're back for some of you, and some of you, this is the first time you see me tonight. Welcome to the Muttonchop Pipe Mantle, where we get together and discuss pipes and tobaccos and anything else we want to talk about. So, before we get started, I want to make sure that everyone understands where I am health-wise. As you know, I've got asthma. And for some reason, the doctor's having a battle with the pharmacy on the dosage that I should be receiving for my discus, which is I take once or twice a day, and I don't have to worry about it. Well, I haven't been able to get it. The only thing I'm able to get is my rescue inhaler, which is here. Rescue inhaler. So I have to take this every 2 to 3 hours to keep the asthma away. So if I cough or I do some weird sounds, that's what it's from. I don't have cancer or any of that kind of stuff. Just the asthma, when it's not properly controlled, it kind of controls you. So just be aware of that and understand where if I do cough and it sounds bad, raspy and all that stuff, it's just from the asthma. So let's see who's on board. Alaskan Piper, you're on the members only stream. One Man, One Hive, you were too. Richard Parker. Hi Muttonchop, look forward to these monthly mantles. Thank you, my friend. Got your favorite butter rum blend going tonight. Dorlaxian. Awesome. Let's see. Richard Parker, I've also been enjoying Bengal Slices, a recent discovery for me. Yep, they're good. That's a good blend. Asphalt Louis, hi again. Richard Simpson, just found out I'll be medically retiring at the end of November. Is that from the military? And if that is, how much are you getting? Are you getting any? Because I get I was medically retired as well, and I get a retirement from that. Desert Jacket, at least I got the notification for the live notification. Be weird these days, yeah. Not much, Dubcut, not much. I'm just glad it's finally fall. I'm glad it's November, or not November, but October, my favorite month. It's just, yeah, things are going my way now that it's kind of getting into the cooler months. Oh, Dorlaxian. My name comes from an old D&D character I used to play. That's cool. 100%, Richard Simpson. Oh my gosh, what happened? I mean, that's a lot. It must be pretty bad. I'm only getting 60%. So, but mine's asthma. So I guess that sounds bad. W41, thanks for all that you've taught me. You're welcome, my friend. I'm just glad I was able to teach anybody anything. I was told one day, I guess somebody got on and said that I missed my calling. I should have been a teacher, which I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not, but a lot of people have gotten a lot of good information from the things I've taught. So, degenerative disc in my back and some PTS symptoms. Okay, well, yeah, that definitely worth 100%. You don't want to mess with those degenerative disc and PTS. PTS is bad. PTSD, I think it is. It's bad. I'm sorry to hear that. But at least they're doing you right. And Nominate popped open some 4-year-old H.H. Old Kentucky tonight. Heaven. Can you tell a difference from that same blend that you open right away? Braxton Barl, smoking a mixture of Sleepy Hollow and Lux Twist Flake. Pretty good. Cool. All right, so now it's time for me to show you first the pipe I'm going to be smoking. This is the pipe I smoke every year during November. It is my jack-o'-lantern pipe that I got at the Las Vegas Pipe Show last year. And in that pipe goes some Sleepy Hollow from Strauss, tobacconist. So let's fill her up and light her up. He's a Marine, lots of running. Yeah, Alaskan Piper, I was a Marine too. I know where he's coming from. That's kind of what happened to me. When the asthma got really bad, I mean, I took Primatene Mist for years, and it kept it at bay, but eventually that wouldn't even work. And when I started falling out of runs, Sergeant Major came to me and said, look, you need to go to the doctor, and you need to find out why you're falling out. And I knew why. So I'm in the doctor's office, and he comes in after doing a test. He goes, well, I got some bad news. I said, let me guess. I've got asthma. He goes, yeah, how'd you know? I said, I've been fighting it for about 4 or 5 years now. So, well, you know that's a non-re-enlistment. That won't allow you to re-enlist. I said, I know. So they did as much as they could for me, but they just couldn't. It would never go away. So they said, well, we're just going to have to put you out. I'm sorry. So they did. But it was for the best, I think. I would have rather done. I did end up doing 20 years because you go, when you get put out at first, you go what's called TDRL, Temporary Disabled Retired List. And they have you go every 18 months to the doctor. And every time I went, it got worse. But what they're hoping for is they're hoping it gets better. Then they give you orders to another military base. Then as soon as you get there, they process you for to get out so they don't have to pay anything. But it didn't work that way for me, thank God. And now I'm on what's called TDRL, or PDRL, Permanent Disabled Retired List. Oh, yeah? Alaskan Piper? Yeah, it's a shame. One hive, one man, one hive. How does it feel knowing so many new smokers find your videos from years ago in the present, so that you're always continuously helping and advising people? That's kind of cool. It's kind of cool. It's kind of like a legacy, you know. You know, and let me part some knowledge. Let me get this done first. False light. Yeah, I love this jack-o'-lantern pipe. It's awesome. Smokes pretty good too. Pagan Piper, I've been wanting to ask this question for years. What made you want to grow mutton chops instead of a full beard? Well, I did everything. At one time, I had a mustache that was just thin, and it went just like right down here. You know, just a thin mustache. I didn't like that. I looked too much like a gangster. You know, so I didn't like that. And then I did a full beard, and I liked that okay. And then I decided to do mutton chops just to see how I looked. And I thought, personally, I looked pretty good. I said, I think I look pretty good with mutton chops. So I just kept it that way. Ponderance of a Gravedigger. You got me started the right way back when I didn't know what I was doing. So thank you. You're welcome. I got a, I got a, oh my gosh, winged helmet cat. Man, that is awesome. Thank you so much. Mike, I'm stuck. Is everything okay?
Yeah.
You guys okay?
You're fine here.
Okay. Looked like I was stuck here. Never mind. Winged helmet cat. Thanks, man. That's awesome. I appreciate it. Okay, so here is the knowledge I wanted to kind of impart on you guys. So let's talk about immortality. You think immortality, when I think of the word immortality, I kind of think of someone who lives forever. But really, that's only part of it. Think about this. How many of you have heard of George Washington? Abraham Lincoln? People in history and the big names, James Earl Jones. How many people have you heard of, or you can tell someone, hey, who was Abraham Lincoln? You can say, well, he was president of the United States, and rattle off, depending on how much you know about him, right? And then you have Bob Jones. I don't know who Bob Jones is. Mike Hoskins. I don't know Mike Hoskins, but I do. And it's like a list. And what got me thinking about this is if you've seen the movie Amadeus. So Salieri is, I don't know if you've seen the movie, but Salieri was a rival of Mozart. So he tried to kill himself, and they took him to like a crazy ward. And a priest comes and sees him. And he starts talking to him. And the guy says, and then Salieri says, here, I want to play something for you. See if you recognize it. And he plays it. The guy goes, no, I don't recognize that. And he goes, well, how about this one? And then he plays another song. And he goes, no, I don't think so. And then he plays one of Mozart's tunes. I think it's the one where it goes, dun, 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 dun. And he goes, oh, yes, I've heard that. You wrote that? He goes, no, that was Mozart. So Salieri, although he was famous and he did a lot of music, didn't even touch Mozart. But that's kind of what I'm saying. You have these people in history that are immortal. They're not immortal physically, they're immortal in history. So I just thought that was kind of a cool kind of thing, kind of thought that I had one day. And now nominate. The ancient Greeks believed immortality meant to be written in history. Well, I can see that. So you guys are probably going, uh-oh, Muttonchop's lost it.
To be fair, you lost it a long time ago.
Hey, no comments from the cheap seats. Okay, so if you guys have just joined the stream, we had the members only stream, and now we've got the regular stream. So one of the perks of becoming a member is you get to help choose the next year's Blend Club blends. This year we're going to be going with Country Squire blends. I know some of you have heard them. I've given the members till November 1st to make their choices. And then I'm going to go over those and pick the ones that are the most popular. Any ties, I'll break the ties. And then by December 1st, I'm hoping around December, first week in December, have the list for 2025 so you guys can go ahead and start purchasing the blends for 2025 if you want. So that's kind of where we are on 2025's Blend Club. Another thing too I was thinking about, once I pass away, whenever that will be, my son-in-law, I'm hoping, will keep the channel going and just, impart my knowledge onto generations throughout, the ages. Did I tell you the story about what Mike had told me one time? I don't know, it was about 3 or 4 years ago. And we were at the Renaissance Fair. And I don't know why he just came up with this and said it. He goes, "You realize that you'll never be able to cut your mutton chops off because of your channel." And I'm like, "Oh, no, I didn't realize that." So that's like a, you got to kind of do what you got to do. I know, it's awesome, isn't it? Beautiful. I mean, I love it. So it's like a, I don't know, this part of it here, it's like a stump, and he carved it out of a stump. It's really, really cool. Austin D, yeah, I kind of think that too. It's just, and I probably told the story before. I never intended for this channel to go the way it did. Because I was kind of naive about the way YouTube worked. I just thought you made videos, put them on YouTube, and that was it. You're done. And people just came and watched them, and that was it. But all of a sudden, when it started, going crazy, I realized, okay, no, that's not the way it works. So I can't remember his name. I've got a box over there somewhere. But he makes a bunch of these. He made this. This was made, I got this at the Las Vegas Pipe Show. And he had a whole table of pipes just like this, made out of different shapes and made different looks. I'm not quite sure. I'll have to get that information. Richard Parker, I was talking to you about the pipe. Well, thanks, JHC. I appreciate your saying that. Pagan Piper, yeah, okay, Pagan Piper and the rest of you. Here's what's weird. This is just so surreal. And if it ever happens to you, you'll understand what I'm saying. In the pipe community, I'm famous. I'm a rock star. You know, I go to the Columbus Pipe Show, the Vegas Pipe Show, and everybody wants to talk to me. They want to take pictures with me. And I'm not saying this to be, you know, oh, look at me, you know, I'm great, this great person. It's just weird when that happens. And then I come back to where I live and nobody knows me. I walk to the grocery store, I go to the drugstore, I go to work. You know, if I came up to them and said, well, hey, you don't know who I am. I'm Muttonchop Piper. They look at me and go, well, first, I don't really care and get out of my face kind of thing. But it's so weird for me. It really is.
So good.
Yes. Here's my Creeby. And it is just gangbusters. I use it all the time. You can see how worn it is. I don't know if you can or not. It doesn't quite, yeah, it's great. Great, great. I love it. Door laxing. Yeah, that's the bad thing about church wardens is you can't really hold them in your mouth, or very difficult. Now, unless you've got a really light one. I've got some Savinellis that are really light that I can hold in my mouth, but they're not full church wardens. They're almost, but not quite. Danny Koo, I'm glad. I'm glad that you're getting better every day. Is there a special pipe that's special, sentimental to you? No, not really. I'm not kind of a sentimental guy that has a certain pipe that he's always had and always will smoke. I'm the kind of guy, I'm more of a utility pipe smoker. I just buy pipes that I really like, that I think fit my face good, and then I just smoke them. There's not really any, I don't have a pipe that is specifically my favorite. Dirty box, pipes, and cigars. Yeah, sorry, see, it's getting to me, so. You save thousands of us with the small details of learning how to pipe. Well, when I first started out, when I first started going to YouTube, I had some problems during the time when I first started, and I could never find answers. So I kind of sat myself down and says, "You think you can do this? I think you can do this." And you'll notice my first set of videos that I've done, they were short and sweet. I told you what I was going to teach. I got in, taught it to you, and got out. I didn't tell you about my wife giving me the business. I didn't tell you about how I had to go cut the grass. I just gave you the information and then got out. They've gone longer now, but the videos that I wanted to teach everybody about how to smoke a pipe, those are short and sweet and to the point. And I think a lot of people, and I went slow. I took a lot of heat for this when I first started doing videos. A lot of people said, "Man, why do you talk so slow? Why does it, why don't you speed up the pace?" No. Speeding up the pace would confuse people. And it's not because anyone is not smart. They're not. Let me tell you, and a lot of you guys can back me up. if you don't know how to do something, and it's pretty technical, there's a lot of parts to it, the slower the better. At least that's the way it was for me. If I needed some information about something, and there was a lot of pieces and parts, I would rather a person talk slow, go through each piece a little at a time, so that I could grasp it instead of running through it, and I'd have to go and watch the video over and over and over to get what I needed to get. So I hope those types of videos work for you, because that's really the only way I know how to do videos. A nylon bobber. I have difficulty going all the way to the bottom. Now, there's not a lot left at the bottom, but because I'm such a wet smoker, by the time I get to the bottom, it's pretty soaked. So I do have to give up a little bit of tobacco at the bottom. But I don't care. I can get a 2-ounce tin for $15, and that will give me 10 to 15 to 20 bowls, depending on the size. So a little bit of tobacco that I have to waste, I don't give it a second thought. Wretched Rider, I prefer filtered. I use the 6mm Savinelli filters most of the time. I do use 9mm every once in a while. Great, I'm glad. Solican, the Art of Pipe Smoking playlist is great, great, great. I'm glad that you're able to use that. That's right, Pagan Piper. That's why I use filters, because I'm such a wet smoker that it soaks up all that moisture. The Alaskan Piper, man, thank you so much. You were awesome. Months ago, we were talking about music in your stream. Did you ever get a chance to check out that dwarven heavy metal band, Windrose? I looked for it. There was a couple of other ones came out. I might have seen them, because they look like dwarves when they're playing, and the band I looked at was pretty good. I'll redouble my efforts to see if I can find a Windrose. But thank you so much for the donation. I appreciate it. Glass. I'm new to smoking. What is the purpose of your filter in your pipe? Well, it's twofold. One is to soak up the moisture that is produced by tobacco smoking, especially if it's moist tobacco. It's got water in it. It's got moisture. So when you light it, that moisture is going to condense into water, and then sometimes it's going to go up your pipe and it'll hit here. When it gets in your mouth, it's like being shocked. So that filter soaks up that moisture. Plus, also, it will take out some of the, I don't know, for me, it softens the smoke. It makes it a little bit more velvety. I don't know how to explain it. But yeah, it's mostly used to try to prevent the moisture from getting to your mouth. Thanks, Ellis Spear. I appreciate that. Appreciate your thoughts and your comment. Awesome. Yep, Wretched Rider, you're correct. Paul Rapp, I agree. War on tobacco, we are a very small country. So, okay, Paul, where do you live? Is it Canada? Alaskan Piper. Right on. I run a D&D game every Friday. Yeah, Mike used to run a D&D game, and I was part of it. I'm in Canada. It ain't a war on tobacco. It's a massacre. Yeah, I hate it, man. I really hate it for you guys that you're not able to enjoy pipe smoking to the fullest. It's a shame that that they just can't leave us alone. Here in America, it almost happened to us. But I hate to say this because so many people lost their lives, but I think COVID came in right at the right time, because as they were ramping up, getting ready to slap some serious restrictions on tobacco, COVID came in, and they had to stop and concentrate on that. And so now that it's over, I don't think they think it's worth getting back and dealing with it anymore, because I haven't heard anything really about it so far. So, plus we regulate it ourselves. If you'll notice, there's a lot of blends now that have, they have warning labels on it. So maybe that saved us too. The Alaskan Piper. We should run one Muttonchop Piper D&D stream. That would be great. Sounds good to me.
I'm a harsh DM.
I love the videos, Muttnchop. Thanks, Ryan Bailey. Yes, I like playing Skyrim. Octopi. Can you believe it? Can you believe how long Skyrim's been around? Every time they come up with a new system, they build another they do another Skyrim to work on that system. How long has it been around, Mike? 12?
Long time.
15 years now? I heard they're in the works on another one, a brand new one, so we'll see if that happens or not. Yeah, 17 years. That sounds right. That really does. Dirty Box Pipes and Cigars. Yes, we have. We've come across some production problems right now. We're not actually selling them right now. But be patient. Eventually we will. And so here are the ones that we have created so far. Okay, so we've got two, but like I said, I'm just showing these to you because we will be selling them in the future. Just right now, we're having some production problems. Take a drink real quick. The first one's called, and this is our, most of you guys know this, but this is our aromatic blend. It's called Drunken Beekeeper. It's got some good, I wanted one that had some honey in it. So this is Drunken Beekeeper. And then the second one is called Bob's British Isle. This is our English blend. Bob is the guy that kind of helped us out with all this, so we decided to kind of put his name in it to kind of give him a little kudos about making the blends. And then we also have, we've got a bunch of merch on the channel. We've got cups and t-shirts and all kinds of stuff that you can get. Hopefully those blends will be back. Just kind of be patient with us. We'll let you know when we're back in business on that. Rugged Gentleman. Yeah, I knew that I wanted honey to be part of the blend. one of the blend components. So I'm thinking, and then also, I don't know if you know this or not, it's got bourbon in it, right? I think so. Hold on, I'll tell you. Okay, Drunken Beekeeper is a blend of red and bright Virginias cured with honey and bourbon. Yes, it's got bourbon in it. So I figured, how can I put bourbon and honey to make a cool name? And then I thought, well, what's one job that you would never want to be drunk at? Being a beekeeper. Can you imagine being a drunken beekeeper? Walk up, first you hit the box, then you try to pull one of those slats out, and all of a sudden the bees get upset and they start attacking you. So I just thought that was a kind of a cool name to combine the two. Well, I don't know what you mean by pressing the tobacco. Our tobacco is not pressed. It's rugged gentleman. I know, it's awesome, isn't it? Question about the breath method. When doing the breath method, is the sipping action a quick, rushing sip or a long, slow, gentle sip? For me, it's a small sip, because you've got to, as you breathe through your nose, you're taking the pipe and you're getting a good seal. So you're not breathing through your mouth, only your nose. As you breathe through your nose, you sip, you draw just a small amount in. As you exhale through your nose, you push it back through. Now watch if you can see it. See the amount of smoke that I have coming out? That's what you want. You do not want this. You don't want that. As you breathe in your nose, draw slowly, slightly. As you breathe out through your nose, push it back through to where you have a light stream of smoke. And what that does, as you breathe through, as you bring it in, it's burning oxygen. Okay, so it's drawing oxygen down through the tobacco and the fire. As you push it back through, your body produces carbon dioxide. I think so. Combined with just a tad bit of oxygen. So it's not burning the tobacco as hard as if you're drawing it through. So pushing back through just keeps the ember lit. So if it gets hot, if you feel your bowl getting hot, then stop drawing, just kind of push through. And you'll notice that your bowl goes from being really hot to nice and warm again. Once it's warm, you start it all over again. Start the routine again. Gray horse. I mean, really, if you're going to do that, you should clean the tobacco, clean the pipe. And I have always suggested that you have a group of pipes for English blends and a group of pipe for aromatics. So if you let it rest for a year, and the last thing you smoke was an aromatic, and you smoke another aromatic, no, it will not ghost. But if you smoked, let's say let's say you smoked Gaslight, which is probably one of the harshest tobaccos that you can smoke. Then you let it rest, and then you decide to smoke an aromatic out of it. Yes, you will notice it definitely will ghost. It'll be a weird taste, and you'll be like, I wonder why is it so weird? You know, is it this pipe's not smoking good? No, it's because of that reason. Tracy Shrout, Indianapolis, Indiana, in the house. You better not be in my house. I didn't invite you. Just kidding, you're invited. God of Mischief. Do you like it, honestly? Do you like Falcon? I love it. Electric Elf, that's it right there. That is the reason we do the breath method. To prevent tongue bite. Once you get rid of tongue bite, and I guarantee you everybody in the stream will agree with me. Once you get rid of tongue bite and you no longer experience that, smoking a pipe is fantastic. I love it.
I hate it.
Yeah, I've seen those. Nominate those bowls. Yeah, they're awesome, aren't they? For the Falcons. No, I love it. When I saw it at sorry, God of Mischief about the Halloween pipe. When I saw it at the pipe show in Las Vegas, I had to have it. Ian Lindsay, you're quite welcome, my friend. Dennis Volpe, what's up, man? Cosmonaut, $5. You're awesome, man. Thank you so much. Have you read the Stormlight Archive by Brandon Sanderson? Well, Mike, who is helping me with the stream, he just got up and started doing a dance because he loves Brandon Sanderson, and he's probably read everything he's done. I don't think I have yet.
Who was that? Cosmonaut? Yeah.
Yeah.
Cosmonaut, me and my wife, Muttonchop's daughter, have read all of them. Love them. So good. Can't wait for the next book. Really excited. If any of you like fantasy and you want a good series, Stormlight Archive is really good. Very long. The audiobook, really good. Helps out a lot.
Said my piece.
Okay, Legend Odinson. Got my friend in smoking pipe. Surprised, he says he has never experienced tongue bite. He puffs hard and does long draws. I'm kind of baffled. Usually aromatics too. Yeah, that's weird. I don't understand it either. Michael Wills, you're very welcome, my friend. Joshua Williams, question. I'm going to start smoking a pipe soon. I've seen several of your videos. Is there any tips you have for a beginner? Yes, go to my channel and you will find a group of videos. What do they call them, Mike?
Playlist.
Playlist of videos. Watch every one of those videos.
Art of pipe smoking.
I think it's what's called the Art of Pipe Smoking. Watch all those videos in order and do what I tell you to do. These guys that are in the chat, they'll tell you that I think I know what I'm doing. You guys can tell him if you think I know what I'm doing, but A lot of these guys that are here on the chat today have either corrected their pipe smoking or started out watching my videos and now love pipe smoking. Joshua Williams. Another thing you want to do you have a local brick and mortar shop near you? Thank you. Yeah, I've got a couple, I believe. Okay, so here's what you want to do. Take this information down. When you go to the pipe shop, you want to ask them where their basket pipes are. Now, what a basket pipe is it's going to be a pipe that probably has some scratches on it, some dings. They're usually about $30. You can either do that, or you can get a corncob pipe. You can get corncob pipes for $10, $15. That's what you learn on. You'll need a tamper. You'll need some tobacco. I would suggest an aromatic, but not like a soppy mess aromatic. Usually the place that you go to will recommend something, and just take their recommendation. You'll need some pipe cleaners. You need some pipe cleaners. You need a pipe tool. You'll need a basket pipe. You'll need something like either a lighter, or I would go with some matches or a cheap lighter. Learn on that, because if you spend $40, $50, and after about 2 weeks you're like, this is not for me, I can't stand this, you haven't put a lot of money into it. You've only put $50. Where some of these pipes, I think this pipe here cost $150. A lot of pipes cost a lot of money. You do not want to start out with a pipe that is really expensive, because you won't be able to sell it back. You might be able to, but you won't be able to get your money out of it if you decide it's not for you. And do not get, correct, bad dad, do not get a torch lighter. A torch lighter is a lighter used for cigars. So if somebody tries, if you go and you do a lighter and it looks like a jet engine, tell them, no, that's not what I want. Dennis Volpe, yeah, no, I'm the same way. Dirty Box Pipes and Cigars, I own about 30 pipes, I think. Yeah, about 30. Guys, it's already past time for us to go. Oh, 10 minutes? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I got a little bit more time. Okay, so here's a story about Torchlighter, Dennis Volpe. I visited smokingpipes.com, and I was in talking to the guy that I've been talking to for a while. And this lady knocks on the door, and she goes, hey, I need your authorization to replace this pipe. He goes, well, take a look at it. So he opened the box and took the pipe out, and the inside of the pipe had been so torched. It looked like, have you ever seen a piece of wood in a fireplace, and it's got those like pieces have kind of peeled away from the actual wood? That's what it was. it had peeled away. And he knew what happened. He knew the person that bought it used a torch. And it was clear to see. He went ahead and replaced it, but he's like, man, I hate when these pipes come in like this. Electric elf, yeah, that's the way it'll happen. That's the way it happens to all of us. We start out small, but once we learn how to smoke and we love it, we just, I control myself pretty good. Barther, thank you so much for your contribution. I appreciate it. You're awesome. Bless you and yours as well. But yeah, there was a guy that passed away. A friend of mine had a friend who passed away, and he had 100 pipes. And he told a story. He said every time he'd go to a pipe store, he'd buy a pipe, and it wouldn't be an inexpensive pipe. It'd be $200-300 every single time. So he had like 100 pipes. I bought most of them, but I bought them at a reduced price. You're welcome, Dennis Volpe, buddy. You're welcome. I'm so glad I was able to help. Pagan Piper, I know. It's easy to do. It's so easy to do. Well, I mean, for me, like I said, I'm a utility pipe smoker. I'm more into different tobaccos. That's my fault. I'll buy 2 tins. Every time I buy a tobacco, I'll buy 2 tins. One to smoke then and one to put in my cellar. I've got, you guys would laugh. I'd say, come here, look. Pull out a drawer that'd be tobacco all the way top. Pull out another drawer. And then I'd go to another part of the room. Look over here. Pull out a drawer. There'd be tobacco. I've got tobacco in jars. I've got it everywhere. That's where that's my problem. It's not buying the pipes. It's buying so many tobaccos. Oh, really? Thomas McLean? I didn't know that. Invented the Frank method. Huh. He uses a torch. Well, I mean, some people are able to do that. Ask him, Piper. That's a good problem to have, yeah. I think I have, for me at least, it's a problem with choice. Okay, what am I going to smoke today? And then, 2 or 3 jump out at me, and I got to decide which one I want out of those ones. So, if you have something to, okay. Thank you for insight and knowledge, Thomas Hayes. You are more than welcome, my friend. I'm glad I was able to help. Blade of the World, hello from Canada. Well, hello from America. I know. A dirty box of pipers and cigars. You're right, man. We are tobacco addicts. Yes. Yes, you should. That's why you got to be careful as to how many tins you open. Because next thing you know, you'll have 50 mason jars hanging around. Unless you are able to smoke those right away. Usually, nominate how many blends do you smoke on an average day? Usually 1 or 2, maybe 3, depending on how many bowls I have. Okay, so I'm going to butcher this, Plautus Roman. Here's the deal. You're going to have to specify one pipe for English and one pipe for aromatics. So here's what I would do. I would smoke your aromatic pipe, clean it, and put it away. Put it on your shelf. The next day, you smoke your English pipe and let your aromatic rest. Then the next day, you clean your English, put it on the shelf, then you get your aromatic pipe out. If you use one pipe for both English and aromatics, it's going to ghost. So that's how you get ghosting, because what happens is, especially if you go from English to an aromatic, the English is going to be still in the bowl and it's going to infect the aromatic, where it'll throw the taste off the aromatic. And you'll think something's wrong with your pipe, but it's not. It's just ghosting. Yeah, sometimes, Nile and Baba. Is it normal to start losing a lot of flavor after smoking about half the bowl? First half is always so flavorful for me, but it starts tasting unpleasant and like ash for me either thereafter. So here's what I do, Nile and Baba. When it starts doing that, I go ahead and I kind of get a lot of the ash off the top until there's just a little bit of ash at the bottom. Then I set it aside for a while until it cools. Then I relight it, and that pretty much reignites the flavor for me, at least. I don't know if it will for you, but it's something to try. Blade of the world, I use mason jars. Yeah, I'd rather say canning jars, because a lot of times mason is, it's like saying I use a crescent wrench. Well, Crescent is the name of a company that made those kind of wrenches. So mason is a company. So canning jar, you can say mason or canning, doesn't matter. And usually people don't understand what you're saying. Oh yeah, misfit, yeah. Yeah, they think it's for old people, but it's not. I've been smoking since I was 16. Now, when I was 16, I didn't go around advertising it, and I had to do it in secret, but I loved it. Kemp Langford, are you live? Yes. Rebel Piper 92, I can take it or leave it. It's not my favorite tobacco. I'll smoke it in a pinch. It's Captain Black. Bad Dad, I bought a frat raised pipe that is so pretty I don't have the heart to light it. Do I need to see a pipe psychiatrist? Yes. Yes, you do. You have definitely got a problem, my friend. So I hope it works out for you. Relaxing. I got some really cheap, nice jars from Big Lots that have a thick rubber ring to seal them. They work great, like $3 a jar. Yeah, there you go. Anything that seals that air out, you're good to go. Ozarks Piper, good evening from the hills of northern Arkansas. What's the oldest tobacco you've successfully flavor-wise sampled? Shoot, I can't remember. It was a jail piece that I found at a tobacco store that had been there for like 30 years. It wasn't bad. Okay, guys, I've got to call it. Mike wants to say something to you guys before we leave, so I'm going to turn the floor over to him.
Hey guys, just wanted to touch base on a few things. Saw somebody ask about the pipe trays. I know earlier we mentioned that the tobacco and the pipe trays are on hold just because of some really unforeseen things that happened. Kind of big deals, but we can't really... The guy who actually does our stuff, some things happened. So we're having to kind of work that out. As soon as we get more information, we'll let you know. We're trying to get all that back up and going. The second thing I wanted to touch base on is just to remind everybody that the Blend Club voting for 2025 is coming up. If you are an English tier member of the channel, you get to vote on those to decide what we do for 2025. And all that voting will be done in the community tab on the channel. So just kind of watch out for that. That post will go up after a video that's going to come out explaining which blends he chose and why he chose them and all that stuff. And then you guys can vote those individuals, and he will, if there's any ties, because we had a few ties last year, he'll break those ties. But that's all I had. So thank you guys for coming.
All right, guys, thanks for coming for October. We'll let you know when we're going to do our November live stream. So be looking out for that.
It'll be the 13th, probably.
Probably the 13th, but that could change. We'll see. So until then, it was great talking to you guys. Great having you here. It was a great mantle tonight. I appreciate it. So I guess we will see you guys in a month or so. So good night and have a great rest of your week.